Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. I'm your host, Dave Juskow. I just got back from South America where I got youth surgery. Is that a thing? And now I look like this. There's probably a name for that, right? I know people go to those weird countries to get strange procedures done, and I'm sure Dave would be happy with this one. Don't you think?
Yeah, if you want concrete injected into your butt for some reason and then have a weird infection that kills you. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And our expert on concrete butts is none other than Mike Suarez. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Elon?
I'm doing good. How was your Memorial Day weekend?
It was fine. I was very quiet, which I think is what the intention is. But
yeah, right. It was like on purpose. You're like, I'm going to keep this solemn and respectful. That's how I felt. I was like, I don't want to get spots this weekend. I want to make sure that I respect the memory of our soldiers. And so the clubs, they were very nice about that. They didn't give me spots Friday and Saturday, so I appreciate them for that. But yeah, it was fun. Memorial Day was good. I'm wearing my summer shirt. This is The Endless Summer. You ever see this movie? It's an old surf movie from the 60s.
I'm aware of it. I've never seen it, but I am aware of it.
It's such a good vibe. Like, I don't know how to surf, but it's about these two guys. It's a documentary. They're searching for the perfect wave. And so they just go to like all these places around the world where there wasn't even surfing. Like, they're in like different places in Africa where people are like, they don't even know what a surfboard is. And then these guys go and they find these like great waves and they, meet the locals. And it's got one of those really cool like surf rock soundtracks. It's all like instrumental surf guitar stuff. It's just really chill vibe. Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. It's just so cool. It's like it makes you feel so good, and you wish you were those guys. But then you realize you're not. You're just the guy watching the movie.
Yeah, I wish I lived in my car and drove from beach to beach.
They make van life look so good. It's crazy. I bet there are people who followed that life and their life is ruined. They spent 40 years like searching for waves because of that stupid movie. And part of them probably is like, that wasn't worth it.
Yeah, they don't show the other 23 hours of their day being harassed by vagrants and having their tires stolen. So.
Yeah, and eating like the worst local foods. I mean, local food is good sometimes, but sometimes, it's not exactly
when you're eating out of a dumpster, it's not so great.
Yeah. Speaking of eating out of a dumpster, on Friday night, my wife and I went to WoHop. Have you ever been to WoHop?
No, but that was a great transition.
I just thought of this, but it's kind of an interesting story. So WoHop, for those of you who are not from New York City, is one of these like really classic, legendary Chinese restaurants in the middle of Chinatown. It's been there since like 1925. I think it's the oldest restaurant in Chinatown that still exists. And it's a real hole in the wall, but it's always busy because it's like the classic American Chinese thing. And all the waiters have like, they wear the same kind of uniform where it has like, doesn't have a name. It just has their number on it. So you can be like, oh yeah, my waiter was number 4, which seems very dehumanizing. Anyway, so we're eating there and this place looks filthy, but it's so famous. And like the food, it tastes good. It's my first time there ever, even though I'm from that neighborhood. I've never eaten there. And so I get, white rice, chicken and broccoli, my standard thing. And I'm like halfway through my rice and I see like a black spot. And I'm like, oh God, please just be like one of those, like, sometimes the grain of rice is a little bit dark and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I looked closer. It was just like a baby roach nymph, I guess you could call it. Yeah, that's the place. And it had legs, and I wasn't even just a fly. I could tell like it was because we had an issue a year ago in our apartment with some of these baby roaches, which were hell to get rid of.
Oh God!
And I was like, oh crap. And I think this is sort of a form of racism. But usually when that happens to me at a restaurant, I will always say something. I'll be like, yeah, there's like a bug in my food. I can't eat this. Please take it away. Right? Because it's like you're not going to eat it. And in this place, because it just looked so dirty already, I just thought like, they're not even going to react if I tell them there's a bug in the rice. They're going to be like, oh yeah, whatever. Okay. And so I didn't even want to do it because it's also like, you're in such a small place and so crowded. I don't want to make a scene where the people around me all hear that and then no one's eating and everyone's vomiting. And I wanted to just be like a good person. And so I just didn't say anything. I didn't eat the rice anymore. I still ate the chicken and broccoli. So that was okay. Weird. But I figured it was sequestered to the rice only. But and I was like, whatever, it's rice. It was like $1.50. I won't ruin everyone else's dinner. Let them live in blissful ignorance. What would you do in that situation?
Oh, I would have said something. Or worse, I would have yelled or something. Would have some
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to, I just didn't. I mean, what would our normal host Dave Juskow do? He would have made a scene.
Oh, he
for
would have
sure.
yelled, yeah.
Big time.
I can't believe this. What's going on here? What are you trying to pull?
What kind of joint is this? He'd have some old slang. He'd be using some strange quotes from a Woody Allen movie that no one in that restaurant had ever seen. It would have been pretty cool. I forgot we had the chat here. Hey, everyone in the chat. Good to see you all. Hey, Aunt Judy. I'm glad that I'm always happy whenever I'm guest hosting that Aunt Judy is still here and not just here for Dave Juskow, her actual nephew. I feel like an honorary nephew. So I appreciate that. I'm trying to see if anyone else. Angela says, rice is rice. That's a quote from Joe Coy. Does that mean I should just eat it? Like if it's in with the rice, it becomes rice?
I believe the part of the joke is like rice is rice, whatever, but I don't think it involved having a live roach in it. So
it wasn't? Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, so that was my Friday. That was a fun moment. And yesterday I was in New Jersey. My sister lives out in New Jersey in the suburbs in Montvale. I'm saying that because I know we have some Jersey people in the comments and maybe they know where that town is. It's do you know that town, Mike?
No, never been there.
It's like North Bergen County. It's pretty swanky. Like she has a big house and it's one of these houses. I asked, they have like fridges everywhere because they have like a backyard with like a barbecue and there's a little fridge there. Then they have a pool and there's a fridge by the pool. I said, how many fridges? They have 5 refrigerators in their house, which is a lot.
5 doors. So.
Yeah, right. He's like, I have 1 door. That's the door. So it's crazy because like usually houses you think of in terms of like, oh, it has X number of bedrooms. Like, oh, 5 bedrooms, that's big. But I think fridges is a good way to count like how well you're doing.
Oh yeah, well yeah, she has 5 fridges, no bathrooms. So.
Yeah, you go and the third fridge is the one that you pee in. The door opens from the top so that nothing comes out. It works out pretty good. And then it freezes it and then you send it. I don't know. Somehow that works. So I was looking for a beer. It was a very nice warm day. And I found the garage fridge, which seemed like to be like more of a beverage fridge. And they had some Bud Light there. And so I grabbed a Bud Light. I like Bud Light. I don't care that it's gotten political with all this like Dylan Mulvaney trans stuff or like right-wing people are boycotting it. It's like beer is beer. That's how I feel. And also I feel like every company has like 12 different ad campaigns for every demographic. And so to think that they should only have one vision is really stupid. And it was like way overblown and just became a crazy political thing. So I drink the Bud Light. I bring it out to the pool where everyone is. And my brother-in-law goes, those must be...
rat in that bottle.
Yeah. There's a syringe in there. He goes, oh yeah, those must be old. Like he had to make a comment like as if he wouldn't have bought those recently. I was like, it's okay. We're family. You don't have to make this into a thing. I'm not going to tell the whole world on the Comedy Cellar Nightly show that you're a left-wing nut job who bought Bud Light. But he is. No. Anyway, it was good. It was refreshing. It was expired. He was right. They were old. It had a very old date on it, but it still tasted like Bud Light. And that's
they said Super Bowl 20 on them.
Yeah, I was like, oh, vintage. I like that. Bud Light ages like wine. Oh, Angela's asking if I'm in an office. No, this is actually my apartment. This is my kitchen behind me. We just renovated, so it looks pretty swanky, and that's why it looks apartment-like.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have there's my there TV. It's a Samsung frame, which is one of the ones that hangs like very flat to the wall, so that it's like you feel like it's just a picture frame, which is why it got that name. We only have 1 fridge though, so we spent all the money on renovations. 1 fridge. I didn't know how good life could be with multiple fridges.
Nice. Good for you.
Yeah. And last night, I'm just going to keep going about my weekend. I was at the Comedy Cellar. I was doing New Joke Night, which is, for those of you who are visiting New York ever, because this is the Comedy Cellar show, so we got to promote the Cellar. New Joke Night, I think, is maybe the best show you can go to. It's super cheap. It's like $5 or something. And you're seeing a million comedians just try out new stuff instead of doing the same old stuff, which is always great stuff. But if you've seen that person before, they might be doing some jokes you've heard. And this way, it's like brand new. And then like the host, Will Sylvince, is hilarious. He riffs with the comedians. He riffs with the audience. Everyone has a really fun time. It's a long show. I'm always thinking in terms of value. I'm like, if I'm going to tell someone to come to a show, this one's long and cheap and fun, and you get fun drop-ins, and it's pretty cool. So I'd definitely recommend for you guys, go on Monday night to New Joke Night. That was a fun show. All right, that's my Cellar advertisement for the night. Did you do any shows this weekend, Mike?
Yeah, I'm in Texas right now, so I was.
Oh, you're back home. Okay.
That was fun.
Yeah, but what are the crowds like? Holiday weekend? Are they a little bit different?
This one was a little small because of the holiday. Everyone's on a boat on a Saturday night here. So.
Oh yeah, boat culture is really big down there, right?
Yeah, near Austin. So.
What is like a river there? Is that the thing?
Yeah, there's a river. I think there's a lake somewhere near there too. So people do a lot of tubing. Like they
do a thing where you like tie the tubes together and you have like one big massive tube.
No, they just go down separately and drink. But...
Oh, okay. All right. I've seen those things where you do, I don't know what you call that. You know what I'm talking about? Where you like tie 50 things together and then you have this giant, what is it? Not platoon. There's a name like that. It's
pontoon.
Pontoon. I think that doesn't feel right either. But you're definitely closer. That's what I was thinking of. Flotilla?
Oh yeah, I think it's also a word.
That feels like something. Oh, thank you. A week late. That's a very nice comment. Was telling a friend that Elon is very underrated and is very technical comedy writing. Very nice of you to say that. Please tell everybody you know. As I said, I was not working on Friday and Saturday. I was trying out some new stuff and it was working really good. And that makes me excited. Like for comedians, when new jokes are working, you feel like you're king of the world. Isn't that right, Mike?
Whenever I feel that, I'll let you know.
You're like, one of these days, a new joke will work. But I don't know. I feel like so much of the time, you're just like, nothing works. How did I even think of my good jokes? I don't even understand how to write jokes anymore. Angela says, Mikey, do you put a Stetson on when you're in Texas and a baseball cap when you are anywhere else?
I don't own a Stetson, so I just do a baseball cap everywhere.
But do you change the team when you're in Texas?
I just wear a plain black baseball cap. That way it's good. Universal.
Yeah, universal. It just lets everyone know I'm QAnon.
Yeah. That way I don't get questions in the airport from strangers.
You like questions like, oh, you're from Milwaukee? Cool.
Yeah, like, oh, this is a fan, huh? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Any unnecessary conversation I try to avoid. That's why sometimes I'll have like a fun t-shirt and I'm like, I don't know if I want to wear this today because I'm going to get comments about it. You know?
Yes, Anonymous. I have my pineapple quarter. It's great.
Is that a thing? Is that like a running joke?
Oh, I bought it. I got it last week. It's
Oh, okay.
It's a thing that you stick in your pineapple and you twist it and it slices and takes the core out.
Does it save a lot of time?
Yeah, actually.
Cool. Now, did you fly with it?
I just got it delivered here, so.
Okay, but
it's got a blade on it, so you wouldn't be able to fly with it.
That'd be a weird thing to hijack a plane with.
It's a pineapple core.
It'll be like, yeah. TSA didn't know to look for pineapple cores, so now we're not allowed to fly with them anymore.
They're going to take a giant biopsy out of somebody.
Yeah. And you can see how old they are. You count their rings. It's like, oh, this was a lean year. In 1987, his family wasn't feeding him as much. You could see the ring is smaller. I love in the Museum of Natural History in New York, they have a gigantic cross-section of a redwood tree. And it has a whole thing where you can see the rings and it says like, this is the year Jesus was born. And it's like all this stuff. And it's like, but now it's dead because in 1942, we cut it down.
Yeah. We cut it down because we wanted to do this to it.
So, yeah. It was stuck in some forest in California.
Yeah, the rest of it's in a boardroom. So some business guy can have a party every now and again.
Oh, wait. This is great. This is so perfect. I forgot there's something I was going to talk about, and Angela just literally brought it up. She said you guys were sharing your latest Amazon deliveries. Mm-hmm. And I literally, just as I was running into here to home to do this show, I got my mailbox, and there was like a crammed in like Amazon envelope. And my wife had ordered, it's some kind of clothing item. I don't know what it is. But I realized as I'm holding it, it's covered in glitter. Like the whole outside of the envelope is just loose glitter. And I can't tell if she got some kind of glittery clothing thing or if this is from who sent it. Like they just are a glittery person and it got on it, or is it a prank? But meanwhile, my hands are like covered in glitter, and I don't want to bring this crap into my house because you can't get it out. And then my wife's gonna be like, "Were you at a strip club last night?" And I've already told her it's been 4 days. I'm off that. So that part was a joke. So I came home and I put it in a garbage bag. I was like, I gotta like sequester this envelope. But I think there's a company that actually does that where you can send pranks to somebody you hate, and it's just a box full of glitter.
Yeah, it's like exploding blocks of glitter.
Yeah, which is a perfect thing to do.
Yeah, I guess.
Like that's just brilliant.
It's like a good way to get somebody fired. So send that to their work.
You got to do that. Who could we send it to? Who are our enemies? See, Dave has his list of enemies. I feel like you and I don't have enemies.
I don't have a list of enemies.
You just
no
it's, it's all in the noggin. I remember when I see somebody, I have a short memory for like enemies. I don't hold grudges really, but then when I see a person and then it comes back and I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. And then I wish I had glitter in my pocket to throw at them. Oh, Anonymous is asking if I have slides. I did prepare slides. Should we go to the slides now?
Yeah, let's go to the slides.
All right, let's see if I know how to do this. And press present. Is that the way to do it?
Yep.
Present. Okay, I can press slides. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, your computer. Is that how I do it?
Mm-hmm.
Upload file.
Oh, I mean, you can also just share a screen.
Okay, let me try that. Share screen. Don't show these tips again. You guys can't see, but it's giving me tips. Like I'm a noob. I'm not a noob. I've done this at least 5 times. Let's see. Can I do entire screen, or is that going to screw things up?
Let's do entire screen and just switch to that.
Okay.
Or you can do window, either way.
Wow. Window, it wasn't showing the window I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to make this big. You guys can see this picture?
Yeah, just make it full screen. Okay.
And the only thing is I can't see my captions about what these things are. But I think this was at the Cannes Film Festival. She was protesting for Ukraine, so she covered herself in blood. But what do you think it really is?
I'm going to say honey and food dye.
Yeah, maybe like sriracha.
Well, I don't know sriracha. It's going to get in her eye.
Yeah, but you could see it's near her eye because if it gets in her eye, she's like, that's better for the effect. Because then I'm like crying. I have red eyes. It makes it seem like I'm really into the protest.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to get sriracha in your eye.
But you can see the guy who's behind her who has to pull her away. His suit has the sauce on him, like on the sleeve. You could see that.
Yeah.
And on his fingers too. Oh my gosh. You better hope that comes out. These French guys, they're very particular about their fashion.
Is that her date or her handler making her leave?
Yeah, because maybe they're just doing a tango. Maybe this is a dance move. It looks like they're doing some kind of cool thing.
I like to think she did the Joker dance down the stairs too.
Yeah, and that's why the stairs are red. They originally were white, and then she had so much blood on her. Everyone was like, what an entrance. What film is she presenting?
The Carrie remake.
Yeah, the new Carrie won Cannes Film Festival. Nothing's original anymore. Let's see what we got next. Next is also at the Cannes Film Festival. This is Scarlett Johansson showing off. I guess she has back tattoos now. You never realize this with actors because, like, I guess in every role they have to, cover up their tattoos. She has these hearts and this little lamb, which I guess I wonder if that represents
those flowers hearts.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Those are flowers. You're right. What's the word I'm thinking for roses?
Like anatomical hearts. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, they look more like the real human heart. That's why I said that. And she also has a lot of earrings. You just don't know this about these people. She is pierced everywhere. Do you think it extends beyond the ear?
Sure.
Because, I mean, someone who has that many ear piercings probably doesn't just stop there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
A problem. That's a
She's
problem.
got a problem. Big problem. She went to my junior high school, actually, which is pretty cool. I didn't know her at the time. She was like a year younger than me. And I think she was already filming something, so she wasn't there a lot. She was one of those like actor kids who is never really around. But she was friends with a friend of mine. I found out years later.
Yeah, because she made Ghost World when Was it the late 90s, mid 2000s? Can't remember.
Okay, so maybe that was, if it was late 90s, that would have been, if she was like around 12-ish or something, that probably was like around that time.
It was a little past that. She was like,
And you always wish you would have known at the time to be really cool and nice to this person. You know, because like one day she's going to be a mega celebrity and then she'll let you live in her mansion for free.
and that worked out for Colin Jost.
It sure did. He's living there and having sex with her. It's a win-win. This is the movie she's going to be in, actually, that I think she was promoting, Asteroid City. I'm very excited for this. I love Wes Anderson movies. They are always so particular. And you can just tell from this poster, like, this is going to be a weird Wes Anderson movie. Like, it just looks awesome. Doesn't it look awesome?
I guess. I haven't seen any of them since Moonrise Kingdom, which I love.
He's your guy, right? Because he's from Austin, Texas.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I think Austin. He's from Texas for sure. Him and...
Did he make Bottle Rocket?
Yeah. So him and the Wilson brothers are all...
Yeah.
That's their thing. It's a crazy cast. Schwartzman, Johansson, Tom Hanks. The next two are blocked by...
It's always a crazy cast. It's always a crazy cast. Someone that have a mustache doesn't usually have one.
Yeah, who do you think is going to be the mustache person?
Scarlett Johansson.
I hope. That would be great.
I'm sure it's going to be great. Yeah, Life Aquatic was my favorite one. Anonymous.
Oh, yeah, I can't see the comments, so let me know when there's a good one. My favorite one was, let's see, I loved Royal Tenenbaums and Rushmore. Those two are my top two. Big on those early ones. I like the title of this one, though, because Asteroid City could also be a steroid city. So it could be about like the Balco scandal, you know, with all the steroids in baseball in San Francisco. A different movie.
I have not seen anything about this, but I'm assuming it's about a small town dealing with an asteroid hitting their town and being very quaint about it.
Oh, you bet. It's going to be so good. And I bet some of these people are like government officials who are coming to get pieces of the asteroid. And some of them are locals who are really like, no, get off my property.
Everyone's going to have odd pastels.
Yes. They're going to be a strangely fashionable town.
Yeah.
Elon,
do you like pineapples? Is what Angela wants to know.
Yeah, I do actually. They're quite refreshing. I'd say it's one of those fruits that I don't think about much, but when I see a big bowl of like a variety of fruit, I'll always grab a few pineapple hunks. I would say it's probably in my top 8.
Top 8 fruits? What's the first one?
I see. I put myself in a corner there. Orange. A good orange is probably my number 1 fruit.
Yeah, I think orange is.
Or it's pretty solid, right? But or if you want to get technical, my favorite for sure is tomatoes. If you want to count them as fruits, because I know they're fruits, but no one calls them fruit. But I love tomatoes, so I would put it there if we're talking about like the non-sweet fruits.
I love tomatoes, but tomatoes don't taste like anything anymore. So
no, you got to get the right ones. Like some of these little cherry tomato, like super sweet.
Oh yeah, those are great. Yeah,
those like it's like candy, man. They're good. They're definitely in the fruit category. They should. I feel like tomatoes should split. The sweet ones should say we're going fruit, and the other one should say we're gonna all just become vegetables. That's what people call us anyway.
I wish this were 20 years ago because I'm going fruit. I could have said that's Bud Light's new slogan.
Well, you did.
But I'm not allowed to say that now.
But you did. All right, so Mike's been canceled. I'm going fruit. I had this Bud Light bit that I'm going to stop sharing for a second. So I've been working out this bit about the Bud Light situation. Tell me if you like this, because I think it's a different angle people haven't really done. So basically, you know, Bud Light, people are giving it a lot of flack because of this whole thing. Is it a trans beer or whatever? Everyone's like, it's ridiculous. And so my joke is that I always thought that whiskey was hard alcohol, but I like Bud Light, and the amount of shit that I get, that's hard. You know, like Bud Light, I mean, whiskey can make you black out, but so can 2 rednecks if they see you holding a blue can. So that's my Bud Light joke. And I don't know if that's cancelable, but I think it's a nuanced take. That's what I would say.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, anonymous. Okay. Anyway, back to presenting the slides. All right. I'm going to allow. What's going on here? Entire screen. Allow. Okay. Here we go. All right. We were at Asteroid City.
Asteroid
What do we
City.
got next? Do you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This
Is
is
Pac-Man?
these are all the ghosts in Pac-Man. This was tryouts for the new Pac-Man movie, and most people are trying out for the blue ghost, Wimpy, and that's a mistake because there were not a lot of people going for
Do
red
you
or
not know
yellow.
the ghost names?
No, what are Blinky?
Blinky? Go ahead.
Um,
They all rhyme, except for one.
Pinky,
Mm-hmm.
Dinky.
No.
They all rhyme. Rinky,
No, it's just Inky.
Inky.
Yeah, and then Clyde is the fourth one.
Oh, Clyde. They have to,
Unless you're
that's
playing
fun.
Miss Pac-Man, then it's Sue.
So, okay, that's nice. Well, what these people actually are, I think it's women lining up for food, and the Taliban are here guarding it. And this would be really hard to tell if someone cut you in line, because you'd be like, "How do you prove it? The lady in blue, which one?" You know, it's they're quite identical. I like the one rogue lady there with the baby that's showing her face. She's like, "What are you gonna do? I got a kid. Kill me." All right, this one's getting dark. Let's move on to lighter stuff. I know you all like animals. I got a couple animal slides. This one I thought is very touching. This is an elephant that lost its leg in a snare trap. And so they made a prosthetic foot for it, which is super cool. Like, look at this thing. It's like,
Yeah.
It looks perfect. And it looks like it would be really pretty comfortable. What I think is a little weird, though, is that I feel like they gave it like extra toes. Like the real foot has like 3 big toes, kind of, and this one seems to have, I would guess it's about 9. I think they kind of just went overboard and they just put toes like all around the whole circumference. But anyway, This elephant is pleased, I think. Don't you think? Happy elephant?
I think he still complains.
Still? All right, yeah, maybe.
But he complains about his health insurance since he's out with HMO, made him wait 6 months.
Yeah, he's got to work the circus now just to pay off the stupid bills.
Yeah.
At least he has his tusks, though, because most of these guys you see, their tusk has been taken off. This guy, they got to him fast. For some reason, they liked the foot of this one, but not the tusk.
Yeah. Well, the snare trap may not have been for him. It may have been for something else.
Yeah, it's like, don't worry, they're not evil people. They were just trying to get rhinoceroses. They're very pro-elephant.
No, they were trying to kill people. Sorry.
Oh, in that case, they were trying to kill other poachers. For some reason, the snare trap was gigantic. It was a big mistake. They could have gone with a much smaller version. All right, let's see what else we got.
Okay.
Oh, this is great. See, this is just pure cuteness. This
What is
that? We're calling it, I found this on Reddit. They're calling it a fluffy cow. And
so it is a cow.
It's a type of cow. I don't know if they take a regular cow and give it a perm and like blow dry it, if it just came from the groomer, or if this is a breed. Like sometimes there's weird breeds of animals that you never see in nature. And this one's great. They had other pictures too, other fluffy cows. And I kind of feel like if all cows were like this, it would be a lot harder to eat them. Because it's too cute.
Well, we usually
you want to pet it.
So.
You what?
Usually, like the cows for meat are made from bulls.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
We're not eating bulls. We're eating cows.
We're eating bulls.
Can people confirm that? What does chat say?
I can show you the Hormel canning video if you want.
No. Then I definitely won't be able to eat beef anymore. I've had beef for like 4 days straight. I'm on a good roll right now.
Yeah. Once you see the skinning floor, that's not.
It's like, you know that, are you a Simpsons fan?
Yeah.
Do you know that when Lisa becomes a vegetarian, and they're watching that video, like Troy McClure is showing, it's like a pro meat industry thing. He's like, now let's take a look at the killing floor, and the kid gets really pale. He's like, don't worry, don't let the name fool you. It's not actually a floor. It's more of a grate to let loose material sluice through.
Yeah.
Oh man, that show's funny. Not as funny as my Bud Light joke, but pretty funny. Next slide. Speaking of animals, look at this. They're doing their wedding photo shoot, and this perfect deer just does a photo bomb, and it starts eating their bouquet. I don't know. I think this is staged. This is too perfect.
Photographer.
What?
Then it kicked the photographer.
Oh yeah, killed the photographer. This is the last photo they had for the day, and they probably all got deer ticks. They both have Lyme disease right now.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. to this happy couple. But and it's not even like a regular deer. It's got antlers. It's like a really pretty deer.
What do you think deer look like?
No, my parents have a house upstate, and there's deer everywhere, and they're very nice. I like deer, but you never see the ones with the little antlers. These guys, they stay far away.
Gotcha.
They're all in the snare traps. All you see are the moms and children trying to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, just broken home deer.
Broken home deer. They all become comedians. It's just ridiculous. What's the deal with antlers?
They want to know where upstate.
Oh, near Monticello. It's a town called Rock Hill. So that's like Sullivan County. And for those of you who are really not from New York, if you know where the original Woodstock was in 1969, that's like 10 to 15 miles away from where they live. So it's all in that same county.
You can still smell it.
Oh, yeah, big time. Not the cow shit, just the hippies. A nice blend. Here's something heartwarming. This is a high school yearbook, and they made a 3D printed version so that blind students could actually like enjoy the yearbook. Now, I had read this headline first before seeing this picture, and I just assumed it was kind of like Braille-ish, but it's actually like heads of everybody, which is very creepy.
It's not for the blind people, but for the other people that are going to use it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what if it's just like, this is the yearbook we all get? It's the most inclusive one, so we're all getting this yearbook. And by the way, racist, all the heads are white. So, I mean, for the blind kids, they don't know that. But for all of us seeing people, it's a problem. They should have they didn't have the budget to paint it.
No, they're a school.
You know, like speaking of like terrible school budgets, when I was in 6th grade, we had a yearbook because we were going to junior high. So this is like the end of elementary school, and we got a yearbook, and it was literally just Xeroxed. They just gave us Xeroxed pages. So it wasn't even good. It was like, and also I remember they took everyone's photo with like a regular like point and shoot, like 35 millimeter in the schoolyard on a sunny day. And so, and then when the pictures came out, like my photo is visible. And I'm just saying this. I went to a school in the city where a lot of kids were of color. And this was not a good setting for them to take photos before the digital era where you couldn't like adjust the brightness and all of that. And so I got to tell you, like half the pictures, because it's like the picture already is too dark. You can't see their features very well. And then it's Xeroxed and it gets even darker. And it's just really a shame. It's the most shoddily put together yearbook of all time. And I feel like that whole anecdote was bordering on racism, but I want you to know it's just the way it is. And next time on the show, I'll show you guys this yearbook and you'll agree that some people you cannot see. And it's not because of anything that's their fault. It's because the school had no budget for even a proper black and white printing. It was like Xerox and then re-Xerox and then re-Xerox because every copy had to be Xeroxed. I guess not after that. It probably was off of an original, right? It wouldn't have been off of each.
Yeah. Of course, you're talking about these swarthy Mediterraneans that went to your school.
That's right. All Mediterraneans. They're all Greek people I'm talking about. Anyway, here's a fun photo. Again, found on Reddit. This was a post on Reddit called The Immortal Banana. And it said day 14. That's what it was captioned, day 14. And I guess these are the same bunch, and this one in the middle is still green. Have you ever seen something so amazing?
No. But banana, number 3 on my list.
Number 3, I would put it at, I used to be like not even my top 10, and I've grown to appreciate bananas. And what I like to do is I open them from the bottom, from down here, because I saw a video where that's what like chimpanzees do. Have you ever done that?
I have before.
It's more fun.
You know what's even more fun?
What?
Eating one like the queen. Where you use a knife and fork.
Fork and knife? Is she really?
Yeah, you split it open. That's like the table manners way of eating a banana is with a knife and fork. And you split it open.
Do they peel it first?
No, you cut it open and then you eat it from the
open.
inside. Yeah. Slice it.
Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll try that next time. I want to be cultured.
If you want to feel like an adult and not like an ape.
Yeah, I mean, I want to differentiate myself from the animals, and I feel like you're right. Like, why are we even doing this by hand at all?
We'll just eat the peel if you're going to do that, Elon. Why did we invent thumbs?
Peels are there for comedic effect only. You leave it on the floor, fun things happen.
Exactly.
I feel like those lawyers with slip and fall, like those accident lawyers, should just have banana peel bloopers in their commercials. Way more entertaining than seeing them talk in front of a green screen.
Yep.
Here's something near and dear to my heart. This is Taylor Swift. She's on tour right now. This is apparently from 2014. She's presenting an award to Bruno Mars, who is the perspective makes him so much shorter than he is. Like, we know he's short. He's probably like 5'4" or something. And she's, I don't know, 5'10", I'm guessing.
Yeah, I thought it was a new Peter Jackson movie.
Right. He looks like freaking Peter Dinklage. The Moon Man looks almost life size.
So I didn't know he was remaking The Station Agent.
This poor photo. This is the kind of thing that if you were like Bruno Mars, you'd be like, you tell your agent, get this removed from the internet. I like Cool Dude down here with the sunglasses. You see Cool Dude?
Yeah. Oh.
They're like, you can take off your glasses. You're indoors and it's nighttime. He's like, no, this is the look.
Yeah, discount Vin Diesel there.
Yeah. If he just shaved his head, I would have said that is Vin Diesel. Right now, it's a little bit more A-Rod. He got a really great seat because that was when he was dating J-Lo.
Oh, Anonymous saw her Friday night.
Oh, so how was it, Anonymous? Let us know. My sister was there at the Meadowlands. My sister said it was pretty life-changing. She apparently is obsessed with T Swift.
Life-changing?
Yeah, well, I think she's like still...
First of all.
Honestly, she just turned 41, so she's too old for this.
Yeah, it's too old to be life-changing. I thought, unless she was like T-boned in the parking lot.
Bad life change. Yeah. No, she seemed to love it. She's gotten obsessed. She used to be into Dave Matthews Band, so she's changed a lot. I mean, that was like 25 years ago, but that was her thing.
What you mean by life change? I no longer like terrible music.
Yeah, so I guess it's like an upgrade. So I suppose that works for her.
I realized Dave Matthews was shit. A half hour of noodling on a guitar isn't actually music.
It's actually not that good. That's one of those things where everyone's like, I got to go to every show because he keeps changing the set list. And it's like, yeah, he doesn't know what he's playing. It's just, he doesn't even know the songs. He's just noodling.
That's how every Dave Matthews song ends, right?
Yeah. Well, I think what you were just doing was like the instrumental and ants marching, which is my only... That's my favorite Dave Matthews song by far. I loved that. And that was like his first big hit. And then after that, the obsessed people went really deep into the catalog. And I stayed on Ants Marching. That's where I stayed with Dave Matthews. My roommate in college was one of these obsessed people. And he would like, we would go out to, before we go out to a party, we'd like drink a beer in the dorm room. And then he'd be like, and we have to play, what was it called? Two Step? Is that one of his songs?
I don't know.
I think that's the name of one of his songs. He's like, we got to play Two Step. That song pumps me up. And so he'd play this song. And then we go out and he would just not hook up with a girl. Like we would, and I wouldn't either. We both were losers. But like that song was supposed to pump him up for a great night out. And it never worked. Like change the song, man. Anyway, if you're a fan, I'm sorry for shitting on Two Step.
I don't hate them. They're easy to make fun of.
They are, yeah. They're lucky that Nickelback came around because they were in danger of being that punchline.
True.
Let's see what we got next. Oh, this was a big thing this weekend. This crazy final second shot in the Boston-Miami Game 6 on Saturday night. Boston was about to lose. This guy, Derek White, had this crazy, like literally with zero time left. It left his fingertips. It went in. It forced a Game 7. And it seemed like momentum was going Boston's way. They were down 3-0 in this series. No team's ever come back to win. You have to win 4 in a row to win a series after you're down 3-0. They won 3 in a row with this win here. And everyone thought, Game 7, Boston's got this. Momentum is going their way. Miami is demoralized. And so Game 7 was last night, and Miami blew them out. It was so anticlimactic.
Yeah. Was
So,
it in Miami or in Boston?
Game 7 was in Boston. So that's even crazier. They had home court. They had all this going for them. They were playing all this stuff from 2004 when the Red Sox did this to the Yankees. They were down 3-0 in the playoffs. They beat the Yankees 4 in a row. It's a horrible moment as a Yankees fan. Red Sox went on to win their first World Series in like 80 years. It was this crazy moment for the city. So they thought this was like a repeat of all of that. And instead, it just ended up as like it fizzled out. It just sucked. But anyway, I thought this was the best basketball shot of the weekend. And then on Monday, I was at my sister's place, and my niece Eden did this amazing shot here. Look at this, behind the back. Watch this. Unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Look how happy she is. I want to tell you that was the first try, but that was literally, I'd say, 140 attempts. It took a long, long time. And she was like, keep filming, film it. And I was like, you got to aim. You're not aiming. Shoot higher. I became like Just Scout, just like screaming at her to do better.
See,
and eventually she got
video of all the misses with like with like an instrumental of like dun, 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 and it's like perseverance at the end.
Yeah, and you think it's going to be like a 40-second montage, but it just goes on. And the perseverance song, it stops and then it starts again. And you see it all. And then I would send it to her, right? And I'd be like, this will inspire you to never stop trying. And it'll probably give her some kind of complex. Here's my favorite miss. My mom was filming the early shots, and she got this one, which I'm going to show you. And she didn't get it perfect. So you're only seeing like the last half of it. But this was my favorite one. Boink. Wait. Can you see that, or is the thing on the screen?
I saw the boink.
Okay, I'll do boink. Boink. And that's my nephew Harrison just like laughing his ass off. We were all dying laughing. Boink. And she took it good. She's smiling. She thought it was funny. So those are the last slides. I'll do one more slide. This is, again, just to close on a Comedy Cellar note. This is come to the Comedy Cellar. You never know what's going to happen. This was, I think, Friday night maybe. Dave Chappelle dropped in. He hopped on stage with Shane Gillis. This isn't an announced thing. You come to the Comedy Cellar, weird things like this happen. And that's the cool draw of this place. Like, you'll just be there. You'll be like, well, it's about 1:30. Show should be ending. And then Dave Chappelle hops on, and you're there till 7 a.m. And I don't know what time this was, but it does happen sometimes, though, right? I mean, he's like known for doing these very long sets when he hops on a show, which is like pretty exciting. Except if you had like a babysitter, you're like, oh crap.
Yeah.
My kids think I'm dead, but I'm just enjoying Dave Chappelle. So yeah, so this was this weekend. I think he hopped on, I think, a number of shows, maybe even 2 nights in a row. So that's pretty cool. It's always good to see him working on stuff. All right,
that's cool.
That was a fun slideshow, right, people?
Yeah.
And Judy said that's very funny. I don't know, the blooper video.
I wasn't sure if it was that or Anonymous's comment, but I think the blooper video was hilarious. What was your number 2 fruit?
It's my number 2 fruit?
Yeah.
I don't think about these things. Let's see. Okay, orange was number 1. Or tomato, but whatever. We'll not count that.
Let's say 1 and 2 are tomato orange, and that's number 3.
You know what I kind of like is mango, but I don't eat it a lot. But I really think mango is good.
Mangoes are great. Yes.
I love mango in like if I get a poke bowl, so you get some like, tuna and salmon and some mango in there to make it sweet. That's really good.
Anonymous number 1, blueberries. Number 2, blackberries.
I like blueberries. Those are great. And I hear they're brain food. And so I guess that's good. You don't want to get dementia.
Yep.
So I heard I heard Rosalind Carter has dementia, they announced today.
Oh.
Former First Lady. And that's sad, but like my friend texted me and the first thing I saw was Rosalind Carter and I assumed it was going to be like died. But it's like, okay, she has dementia. She's like 98 years old or something? Like,
yeah, she's up there.
You would assume everyone at that age has some touch of dementia. Hopefully she's okay and it, is a slow moving thing, but yeah, what can you do? That's life, guys. That's why we have to enjoy it by doing the Comedy Cellar nightly show on Tuesday nights. Any other comments we should? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I watched RoboCop 2 last week. That was another thing I did.
They made a 2?
Yeah, they made 3.
Oh, that was back in the day, right? That was like it wasn't like one of these new remake things. That's like a
no. They made the remake of RoboCop a few years ago, which is okay. It's just not really RoboCop. Because have you when's the last time you saw RoboCop 1?
Okay, so I used to love it when I was like 7, and then I rewatched it 5 years ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So now when you watch it, do you see it as a different movie? It's like it's not really an action movie. I mean, it's an action movie, but it's not really what it is.
Honestly, I forget the rewatch. I wonder if I fell asleep during it. I guess it's not an action movie because it's not memorable to me.
Because like there's only like 4 action pieces in there, but the rest of it is like more about like corporate, like satirical stuff about corporations.
Oh, so it's like Succession with robots?
Sort of, yeah. Part 2 is like that, but like almost only that. So, and not really being cute in with the commercials either. It's about the city owing money to a corporation, so they have to come up with a with a bunch of money so that they can still be a city and not end up owned by OCP. And
you know what'd be funny is if the
Oh,
solution. Oh, well, you finish the synopsis, I guess.
sorry, but OCP is also treating RoboCop like he's an iPhone, so they're trying to come up with a new version, and they literally call the next one RoboCop 2.
So the movie has the title in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. I love when that happens.
There's this montage of their prototypes, which is the funniest thing in the world. Like, where they just keep killing themselves because they don't want to exist. So,
like Westworld.
Yeah, so it's like, but it's a great.
Anonymous says, "You down with OCP? Yeah, you know me." That's right. I know songs. It'd be funny if like this whole plot of like that the city needs to raise money, it devolves into like such an 80s thing where they're like, maybe we can have a battle of the bands or a dance off, a big bake sale. And they're like, they make an easy bake oven inside of RoboCop because they're like, how can we make enough cupcakes in time? And he's like, I got it. And it just becomes like a teen comedy, awful thing.
You know what their solution actually was?
What?
Was basically to legalize drugs.
Ooh, now I'm interested.
It
sounds kind of like Back to the Future too, like this weird futuristic place where there's a lot of vices in the city. Drugs, Donald Trump, Biff.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Anyway, I brought that up because RoboCop 2 like bombed because people I guess expected it to be like a shootout movie, like Robot, Tango, and Cash, but it wasn't. So.
Oh yeah, that's not going to change kind of the format. I mean, you're saying the first one wasn't even that actiony, but the second one's even less so.
Well, like the last piece, like I can't remember how it came out in the theater because I've only seen the Criterion extended version where people get shot up way more. Like the scene where Ed 209 shoots the guy because he malfunctions, like it goes on for like an extra 30 seconds.
Where
the guy gets shot on the table.
It's like this is what the people needed.
Yeah,
more
I mean
that.
Yeah, it's just like we get it. Like the guy got shot. He just turned into like brisket on the table. Like, why is this still going on?
Stop! He's already dead.
Exactly.
Please look at my medic alert bracelet.
But my favorite part is when the guy is like covered in the toxic whatever, and he's all melting, and then Boddicker sees him, and he's just like, ugh, just kind of pushes him off. Like, ugh, gross. So.
Ew. Put a napkin over that.
Yeah, but yeah,
I like so the actor. It's Peter Weller. Is that his name?
Yeah, in the first 2 with Peter Weller.
Okay, wait, is it a different guy in number 2?
And 3 is another guy.
3 okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 apparently was written, I guess, during a writer's strike or something, much like what's going on right now. That's why I brought it up. So they had Frank Miller write it, who was a comic book writer, and they had to go and change a bunch of stuff because it was like bonkers crazy. And apparently there's like a comic book version you can get of it, and it's just insane. Like it makes no sense as a movie.
But it's probably really good.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Because I love like he's the guy who did Sin City, right?
The comic book, yeah. But
and then they made the movie, and it's like I love that movie so much.
But yeah, but that's a series of vignettes. So if you ever saw Sin City 2, it's not that one's not good. So
I think I did see that and I liked it. Maybe that's my maybe I'm having revisionist history.
There's good and there's I'll watch that. So I guess that's what
As long as Jessica Alba's still in it, I think it's worthwhile.
I guess what I'm saying is RoboCop 2 is my Dave Matthews Band. So,
Okay. So what's your Taylor Swift then?
RoboCop 1.
Okay, so reverse the order.
In terms of Paul Verhoeven movies, I'd say Starship Troopers is probably my Taylor Swift.
I've never seen that.
It's not about war.
That's not the one where they're like, it's a Star Trek send off.
It's a one where they're fighting giant bugs, but it's not about.
Oh no, not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the one with Tim Allen.
Oh, that's Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, that's funny.
That one is a fun movie.
Yeah, you don't think it's gonna be good, and then it's good, and I like movies like that.
Yeah. Alan Rickman's great. Everyone's great in that movie, even Tim Allen.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where like I like that when a genre changes like partway through a movie, and if you know nothing going into it, you don't realize that it's going to be what you think that's maybe going to be some kind of more comedic, and then it becomes like, oh, they're actually like heroes or whatever. It's like that's kind of cool. Or even like kind of like the twist in Terminator 2. If you didn't see the previews of it, you wouldn't know that like Arnold's not the bad Terminator; he's the good Terminator. So it's like a really killer twist all of a sudden, and the whole thing flips on its head.
Right, that franchise went off the rails. So.
Yeah, I stopped watching after maybe the fourth one.
I saw part 3, and that one was stupid.
That's the one Claire Danes.
Yeah, and the Lady Terminator. Not because it's a lady, guys.
All right, this guy, geez, no Bud Lights. He's no Lady Terminators. Women can kill too.
But it's just that makes no sense compared to the first two, and then I don't know, the ones after that are crazy. John Connor's a robot at one point. They're dumb.
Oh yeah, I missed all that good stuff.
Yeah, I didn't bother with them
or bad stuff, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. I forgot how we got to that, but that's okay.
Anyway, movies are good. I love movies. I haven't seen a great one lately. I watched The Sting recently for the first time. That's an old movie that people always talk about. People like Juskow. And I was like, let me see what this is all about. And it's fun. I like capers. Like that.
Yeah. Sting 2, no, but Sting 1.
Also not good.
Sting 2,
Synchronicity.
It's fun to watch Jackie Gleason, but the rest of it is... I mean, it's not Caddyshack 2, but it's not...
And it's not Grease 2.
No, but it's not a great 2 either.
Anonymous saw The Little Mermaid on Saturday.
No, how was that, Anonymous?
Yeah, how was that? I see that's another Bud Light situation. There's people who don't want you to see that movie because of something about it, which I won't say.
Melissa McCarthy.
People are crazy. Like, let movies be movies. Who cares? They're like, the mermaid should be white. And it's like, the whole thing's fake, man.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what. She should be blue or something. Like, she's underwater. She should have a more fun fish color.
Why does she have hair? She lives underwater. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Why does she have human skin tones at all? Like that.
Yeah.
We need backstory on how mermaids were started in the first place.
Should be covered in scales. And it should just be about singing fish. And a guy falls in love with it. It should be Incredible Mr. Limpet, but reverse.
Yeah, but let's remake that movie. Or it should be about like a guy who falls in love with Big Mouth Billy Bass.
Yeah.
And he's like, can you believe it? It keeps singing, taking me to the river. This thing's amazing. Could I kiss you, Billy Bass? You're not saying no. You're just singing the song. So I guess it's okay. And he's like, Well, anyway, I think that's a good time to wrap up the show, maybe. Now we're talking about making out with fish. But this was a lot of fun.
You just wrote a treatment for Big Mouth Billy Bass the movie.
You know, there's a writer's strike, and I'm not in the guild. I think this is like a RoboCop 2 situation where some studio is going to be like, yeah, we could do that. We think we can do that.
How would Big... I can't even say the title. Big Mouth Billy Bass the movie end.
Batteries die. And this is the thing. It flips. You think it's just a fun romance between a man and a fake fish on his wall. And then all of a sudden, he has no double A's. And he realizes there's a global shortage. And he has to go to China and solve global economic problems. There's a trade war. We're not allowing any imports from China on these batteries. We're not allowing them to mine whatever kind of lithium they need from their mines because of the children who are working the mines. It's a whole thing. This guy has got to solve this huge, complex problem and avoid government snipers and stuff in order to make out with his fish again.
Gotcha. How about this? How about his boyfriend, man? He's been in love with his entire, adult life. Was carrying the big mouth Billy Bass. Then he gets hit by a car, and his spirit is now inside this big mouth Billy Bass.
But can he talk, or he can still only say the Billy Bass things?
He can talk, but he can only talk in songs, like Bumblebee in the Transformers movies.
Okay, wait. He can only talk in songs, but the guy figures out that it's actually his friend because somehow the fish can do their secret handshake, which only involved this kind of motion. Yes. And so that the movement of the head is still somehow in time with their secret handshake that only the friend would know. Beautiful.
Big Mouth Billy Bass, the movie.
Oh my gosh, we got to get this thing. This is so good. This is just, I want to watch this movie now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so listen, chat, we want you guys to write to all the major Hollywood studios. You can't say that the name of the movie, though, because they'll steal it from us. Just say, we heard about a great movie created by Elon Altman and Mike Suarez. Yeah. Talk to them about it, and then they'll contact us. They know us.
And love. The Blumhouse will make this, I'm pretty sure. They'll make anything.
This could be a high budget. This could be the next. Look, the Marvel series, like those superheroes are done, man. They've milked it. Dave Matthews Band can do the soundtrack.
Yes, take these chances.
Kiss these fishes.
There we go. Even better.
Making out with Billy Bass. This is so fun. I'm gonna tell everyone.
Oh, that's right there. Even if we don't make this a movie, we got to make this some type of YouTube sketch or something. Just a man and his bass.
Yeah, a man and his bass. I love the idea of the part of the story that I think is fun is that he's okay with making out with the fish and having this relationship while it's still able to move. But when it can't move because the batteries die, at that point it becomes like necrophilia, and that's a fish too far.
Then it's weird, yeah. Then
you can't. He's not. I'm not swimming up that stream.
And somehow there's like an old Romanian woman covered in jewelry that knows that he has 12 hours to get the fish batteries again before his boyfriend moves on.
Yeah, she tells him. She gives him like the hint of where you must go to talk to this man in this city. He knows about, and it's just all these people. And like the second he's about to get intel on it, the guy gets shot in the head and can't tell him. He's like, "Tell me the name of the guy who has the batteries." Yes, his name is Joe. No. I've been rewatching the whole series 24, which has so many moments like that, where they're about to find out who has the nuclear bomb. They're going to stop this crazy moment. And then the informant dies at the worst moment. And Jack Bauer's like, damn it. He always just says, damn it.
Yeah. It's not the elevator pitch. It's like 24, but it's a man in love with a robotic bass.
How would you not want to hear more if that was the elevator pitch? You'd be like, I got to know what the hell this is.
Either, sir, please leave, or I need more of this.
Please take your finger off the emergency stop button on this elevator. This pitch has gone on for 12 minutes, and I'm scared of you.
And a week late loves 24.
Yeah, I'm in season 8 now, and it's so funny to rewatch it as a binge watch, because when that show came out, it was on Fox. You had to watch it once per week. And if you don't know, it's a show where it's like this secret anti-terrorist agent has to like stop these crazy, ridiculous plots. And it always happens in real time in a 24-hour span. So every season, there's 24 episodes, and they just follow in real time what's happening. And it always gets insane. And when you watch it, binge watched, like you notice the tropes that happen over and over. Like I said, like informants dying, him saying, damn it, at everything. And one of my favorites is whenever someone's like, how do I know I can trust you? He always will say, I give you my word. And that never works out for somebody. I got to tell you, it never works out well.
Yeah.
Crazy.
These two had the perfect analogy. Oh my God, they're still talking about robotic Billy Bass. It's gone on longer than a Dave Matthews Band song.
Yeah.
And that was the moral of the story.
Yeah, you thought we were just riffing here, baby, but this is the Mike and Elon concert. 5/30/23. Write that on your little cassette tape. That was the one where they riffed for 12 minutes about Billy Bass. They might not never do that song again. You don't know. Got to see them to see if they'll bring it out at Grunge Fest 24.
Yeah, we have to bring that back whenever you're back on, especially if you're there with Juskow. We can revisit Billy Bass.
We got to flesh this thing out. I like the next week when Jeskow's back, the chat's going to be asking about Billy Bass stuff, and he's going to be like, "What the hell are you guys talking about?
What are you guys up to?"
I thought we were talking about pineapple cores.
All right, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun, actually. And now we're at an hour in, a perfect time to end. We were going to do a shorter episode, but you guys were a lot of fun. And I got to say, the bass riff, I could have gone for another hour of that, but I do have a show to get to. Somewhere deep in Brooklyn. If any of you guys live in Brooklyn, go to a bar called Gold Sounds tonight. It's a fun place. A fish too far.
That's the sequel.
Thank you, Angela. Yeah. Mike, where are you going to be? What do you want to promote? Where can people follow you?
Follow me at Mike V. Suarez. Follow the other podcasts that I do, Retrospective Promenade. Happy Taxes was the last episode that came out. It's only audio right now. We haven't done video yet. So yeah, check that out. Me, my friend Aubrey, and Alex Ansel. We don't talk about Billy Basses, but we do talk about movies.
That's a good way to put it. I don't want to watch that or listen if there's no Billy Bass talk. Can you throw in some Billy Bass, maybe? Maybe you go to your co-host and you're like, listen, for some reason, like they want to hear about Billy Bass. Can we just throw that in? Maybe?
We should change it to only marine life movie podcast.
Yeah. Instead of OnlyFans, it's called Only Bass. You subscribe to us and we will just tell you about Billy Bass for an hour a week, along with some sultry photos of naked fish. All right, I'll do my plugs. You guys can find me on Instagram at Elonstagram. That's ELON-stagram. And I'm on Twitter at Elon Altman. You can follow my podcast with the Dave Juskow called Billy Joel A to Z. We should do an offshoot, Billy Bass A to Z. I'll talk to him about it. When he finds out how popular that idea is, we might throw it in. And I think Billy Joel would like this because he loves nautical stuff. He loves fishing. He loves the ocean. He might be the protagonist of that whole film, actually.
Yeah,
a young Billy Joel.
Soul.
Billy, yeah. SOLE, like the fish. Or SEOUL. He's Korean. And you can find me at the Comedy Cellar this Friday at 11:30. I'm hosting the show in the Fat Black Pussycat Bar. That is super fun. And also, I'm going to be in Los Angeles in a couple weeks. If you guys live in LA, I don't have a bunch of shows yet. I have one big one. June 8th, I'm opening for Modi at the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills. That's very exciting. It's like a 2,000-seat theater. I'm really pumped about that I could ride his coattails for an awesome show. I'm like, if it was just me, I would have sold 50 seats, but he sold 2,000, and I'm going to tell them my jokes, and that's exciting. Nice. And then the night after that, I'm doing Don't Tell comedy in LA, and I don't know where that is because that's a secret show, and just follow them, and maybe you'll find out.
Cool.
So yeah, that's cool. And guys, remember, support the Comedy Cellar, the greatest comedy club in the world. There are shows there every night of the week, and not just shows, but like multiple shows. There's like a million shows. If you can't get into one, go to the next one. They're all there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Mike. And we are looking forward to Dave being back next week. Thank you, chat.